The Galaxy Council chamber was vast and shining, a place built by the oldest and proudest civilizations, long curved walls covered in silver light, alien symbols glowing in quiet rhythm, thousands of voices murmuring together, a storm of whispers before a storm of history. Every race sat in its seat, tall insectoid lords with sharp wings, reptilian warriors with cold golden eyes, and machine minds whispering an electronic hum, yet all turned their gaze toward one single table at the edge, the seat of humanity, Earth's seat. The human ambassador walked slowly into the center, his steps echoing as if the hall itself was listening. He was not tall compared to the giants around him, but his eyes were steady, his voice quiet. "Honored Council," he began. "Earth has listened, Earth has waited, Earth has followed. But today we must say enough." The chamber fell silent. The whispers cut like a blade, insectoid wings froze in mid-motion, reptilian warriors hissed, even the machine voices stopped. The ambassador's words were soft but carried weight. "From this moment, Earth withdraws from the Galaxy Council. We will no longer follow your laws, your taxes, your commands. We stand alone." For a long heartbeat, nothing moved. Then laughter erupted, cruel and echoing. An insectoid lord slammed its claw on the table and shouted, "Foolish humans, do you think your small planet can survive without us?" A reptilian general hissed louder, "Your kind rose only because we allowed it. Without the council, you are nothing. Nothing." The human did not answer their taunts. He only looked around the chamber, calm and unshaken. Then he placed the council emblem, a glowing silver crest, onto the table and pushed it away. "Earth chooses freedom," he said, and he turned his back to them, walking out slowly, leaving silence like a shadow behind. For a moment the chamber roared with anger. Aliens shouting, wings thrashing, tails striking the ground, the machine voices spitting warnings of collapse, but deep in the roar there was also fear, a whisper that spread from one race to another. Humans had left. But why now? What gave them such courage? Outside the chamber, the human ambassador stepped into his ship, the doors closing behind him. He let out a slow breath, then touched a communicator hidden in his sleeve. "It is done," he said quietly. "Phase 1 complete." On Earth, far away from the glittering stars of the Council, the world was already moving. Great shipyards hidden in black space worked day and night. Massive vessels being born in silence, weapons no alien had ever seen before. In secret bases under the oceans, engines hummed with energy from ancient sources, not alien, but something discovered only by human minds, strange, dangerous, alive. The Council did not know. They could not know, for humans had hidden their strength with patience, smiling while they built, bowing while they prepared, waiting for this very day. Back in the chamber, chaos grew. One alien cried, "They will beg us to return. They are weak," another shouted. "Or maybe they are hiding something terrible." The council leader, a being of pure light, raised its voice above the storm. "Silence. Humanity cannot challenge us, but we must watch. We must not underestimate. Send spies. Send fleets. We will break their pride." Yet in its glowing eyes there was doubt. As the human ship left the council's world, it passed silently into the darkness of space, stars glittering like watchers of destiny. Inside the ship, the ambassador looked once more at Earth's flag stitched into his uniform, his lips curved in the smallest of smiles. "They think we are weak," he whispered. "Let them." The universe did not yet know, but the breaking point had come, and nothing would be the same again. The council chamber did not sleep after Earth's exit. Corridors that usually shone with quiet pride now echoed with shouting, fear, and arguments. Alien races that once moved with order now argued like frightened children. The insectoid lords hissed among themselves. "Why would humans dare this?" one whispered. "No small world walks away from the council without reason," another answered, wings trembling. The reptilian generals slammed their tails, growling, "It is pride, nothing more. They are weak without us." Yet even as they spoke, their eyes betrayed unease, for reptiles knew the scent of danger, and humanity smelled of something hidden. In the trade stations at the edge of the galaxy, rumors spread faster than ships. Merchants whispered to one another in the markets, "Humans are building something." They have ships we have not seen before. They are hiding power that even the council fears. The whispers grew. Small voices became storms. And soon, entire colonies began to question the council's strength. If Earth could walk away, why not others? The council gathered again, but their words no longer carried the same iron weight. Divisions cracked between them. Some argued for war, some for diplomacy, some for silence. In the shadows of the chamber, a machine mind spoke in cold tones. Our data shows an anomaly. Human technology has grown faster than predicted, faster than any model. Its metallic voice trembled. This cannot be chance. But spies were already moving, small ships cloaked in silence, slipping past the stars toward Earth. Their mission simple: discover the truth, bring back secrets, and crush human pride before it spread. On Earth, the world was calm on the surface, cities alive with light, children playing, markets full. But beneath the oceans and deep in hidden valleys, humanity was preparing. The president of Earth sat with the commander, RS, in a secret hall under the Atlantic Ocean. Holograms of strange ships floated above the table, ships shaped like no alien design, sleek, sharp, alive with burning energy. They will come for us, one general said, voice steady. The council cannot allow our freedom without challenge. The president nodded, eyes dark. Then let them come. For the first time in history, humanity will not beg. We will not bow. We will show them why we endured when stronger species fell. Above them, in orbit, fleets of dark metal ships waited in silence, their engines pulsing with power drawn from the heart of collapsing stars, weapons silent but ready. Meanwhile, the first spy ship of the Council approached Earth, small and unseen. It slipped into the orbit of the blue planet, scanners reaching out. But what it found was strange, empty readings, shadows that moved and vanished. One alien whispered inside the ship, "They are hiding from us. But how? How can a world so young block our scans?" Before answers came, the spy ship shook violently, alarms blaring. Something unseen struck its hull. Systems failed and the stars spun around them. The pilot screamed as the ship fell into Earth's gravity. The council never received their report. Back in the council chambers, the leaders grew restless. One shouted, "Where is our spy ship?" Another hissed, "Why?" No answer. The machine minds hummed, "Probability of destruction, 90%. The council leader of light glowed brighter, trying to hide its fear. "Then they must have defenses we do not understand," it said. "This is no longer a small matter. This is a threat." Panic spread through the galaxy. Colonies began hoarding supplies. Traders refused to enter human space. Soldiers whispered about human ships that could erase fleets. No one had seen them yet, but the fear was enough. On Earth, the ambassador who had spoken at the council stood before a giant screen watching the stars, his face calm. "They laugh at us. They call us weak. But already their fear works for us," he whispered. Behind him, rows of human warships lit their engines, shadows in the dark, ready to rise. The whispers of panic had begun, and soon the galaxy would learn the truth. The council was restless, their pride wounded, their fear rising. They had lost a spy ship near Earth without a trace, and the silence was louder than any weapon. Whispers echoed in their grand chamber. What if the humans are hiding fleets? What if they found ancient technology? What if they are stronger than us? Yet no one dared speak the thought aloud. The leader of light demanded answers, its voice sharp. "Send another team. Send more spies. I want proof." And so the council dispatched new ships, faster, smaller, wrapped in layers of cloaking, their mission to pierce the shadows around Earth. The second spy ship arrived in the darkness of human space, scanners wide open, but the readings confused them. It showed empty skies where stars should be, blank spaces where planets should glow, and then shapes moving like ghosts. Through the void, they glimpsed shadows of ships, massive, silent, drifting like predators, their hulls black as night, absorbing light instead of reflecting it. One alien spy gasped, "These are not council designs. This is something else," the captain hissed. "Record everything. Send it back now." But before the signal could escape, the ship trembled. Out of the dark, a human vessel appeared. Not large, not many, just one. But its presence froze the alien crew. The ship was alive with energy that hummed like a heartbeat, its surface shifting as if it breathed. A voice entered their comms, calm and human. "You should not be here." The alien captain shouted, "We are council envoys. You cannot." Before the words finished, the human ship pulsed with light, not a beam, not a missile, but a wave, silent and invisible. The spy ship systems collapsed at once, screens blank, Inges. Ines dead, even their thoughts filled with static as if their minds themselves were being pressed. The last image transmitted before the darkness swallowed them was the human ship drifting closer, its weapons never firing, its silence more terrifying than destruction. Back in the council hall, the leaders watched the broken fragment of transmission, nothing more than static and a single image of the human vessel, black and alive. The machine minds calculated in whispers, probability of council defeat if war occurs, increasing rapidly. The reptilian generals growled, but did not argue. For the first time their scales trembled with unease. Meanwhile, on Earth, the hidden work continued, deep beneath the oceans. In vaults older than any alien guessed, humans had unlocked power from collapsed stars, energy that bent space itself. Engineers stood before glowing cores, spheres of light that pulsed with raw cosmic energy. One whispered, "We hold the fire of creation itself." Another replied, "And we are ready to use it." In orbit, massive ships floated in silence, their shapes unlike anything the council had built, sharp wings stretching like blades, cores glowing with captured starlight. They were not fleets meant for defense. They were fleets meant for dominance. The president of Earth walked through the command bridge of one such vessel, his gaze hard. "The council believes us weak," he said. "But soon they will see. We waited long. We endured longer. And now the galaxy will know the truth of humanity." Yet secrecy remained their greatest weapon. Humans did not yet reveal their arsenal. They let the council fear shadows. They let whispers grow into storms, panic into collapse. In border colonies of the galaxy, alien leaders whispered to each other in secret. The humans are preparing for war. Their ships cannot be tracked. Their power comes from the stars. Themselves, some began pulling away from the council, quietly reaching out to Earth. The balance of power began to tilt. The council's leader of light summoned all again, its glow brighter but hollow. "We cannot allow this rebellion. Humanity must be crushed before the others follow. Gather fleets. Prepare for war." But even as fleets were ordered, captains hesitated, soldiers whispered, and merchants refused. Fear was already eating the council alive. And far beyond, in the silence of space, human fleets drifted in perfect formation, waiting, unseen, unheard, their weapons glowing faintly like wolves in the dark. The hidden arsenal was no longer rumor, it was real, and soon the galaxy would face it. The Galaxy Council once stood as the center of order, but after Earth's withdrawal, cracks began to spread like fractures in glass. Colonies once loyal started asking dangerous questions. On the edge of the Orion Arm, a great trading hub fell into chaos. Merchants refused to pay council tariffs. They whispered instead, "If Earth can defy them, why should we obey?" Markets that once overflowed with goods now stood empty, ships waiting for safe routes that no longer existed. The council tried to enforce their laws, but their fleets hesitated. Captains spoke in private. "We heard of the human arsenal. We heard of the black ships. Should we risk open war?" Fear slowed their discipline. Meanwhile, in the hidden chambers of Earth, leaders met in silence. The president stood before a table lit with holograms of the galaxy. Glowing trails of trade and broken alliances stretched across the stars. A general spoke calmly. "The galaxy is turning on itself. Their fear of us grows every day. We do not even need to fight. They are already destroying each other," another general added. "But we must be ready when the time comes. We strike with precision." In secret, small races once ignored by the council began sending envoys to Earth, insect-like beings from forgotten moons, aquatic creatures from Adao seas, all came whispering, "Protect us, guide us. We no longer trust the council." Earth listened, but revealed little, every answer careful, every promise light. For humanity knew patience was its sharpest blade. Back in the council chamber, panic grew. Reptilian generals slammed their tails in frustration. "They dare to defy us, our colonies are slipping away," insectoid lords shrieked. "It is humanity's fault, they poisoned the galaxy with rebellion." The leader of light glowed brighter, trying to hide its own dread. Then we must show force. We must burn their colonies. We must remind them who rules the stars. Yet whispers spread through the chamber. Soldiers remembered the lost spy ships. Merchants recalled the vanished fleets. And no one wanted to be the first to test the humans. On the trade routes, strange things began to happen. Alien convoys vanished without a trace. Ships found drifting. Their systems dead. Survivors whispering about shadows moving in the void. About human ships that appeared and vanished without firing a shot. Fear became truth. Rumors became law. In one distant colony, a reptilian governor shouted to his council, "We must stay loyal. The council will protect us." But as he spoke, the skies above his world flickered, black shapes moving. The people panicked, believing humans had come. The colony fell into riot before a single human arrived. On Earth, commanders watched these reports with calm eyes. "They destroy themselves for us," one said. "We only need to push gently." But not all was silence. A faction within the council demanded immediate war. Fleets began to gather at secret stations, great warships shining with power. But inside the captains whispered, "What if one human ship can destroy us all? What if the stories are true?" And the stories only grew. Merchants told tales of a single human vessel breaking fleets. East told of human shadows haunting their skies. None knew the truth, but everyone believed. The ambassador of Earth stood in orbit on a warship's deck, looking out over the silent fleet, his voice calm. "They call us weak, they call us foolish, yet they tremble in their own halls. We need not shout, our silence is enough." Far away, the council's leader of light trembled in secret, its glow flickering. If humanity continues, the galaxy itself will collapse. But still it ordered fleets forward, still it clung to the illusion of power. The stage was set, the galaxy on the edge, fear spreading faster than fire, order breaking apart piece by piece, and in the middle of it all, humanity waited, calm and silent. For the first time in history, the council was no longer the center of power. Earth was, and the stars themselves seemed to lean toward humanity. The Galaxy Council had reached its breaking point. Fear was spreading through colonies, trade was collapsing, and whispers of human strength were everywhere. The leaders of light and shadow could not allow it to continue. In secret, they gathered a fleet, one of the largest in Council history, more than 300 ships armed with weapons forged across 1,000 worlds. The fleet was led by a reptilian admiral whose scales were black and eyes burned with rage. "This rebellion will end today," he hissed, standing tall before his officers. "We will crush their colonies, we will burn their ships, and we will drag humanity back to the council in chains." His soldiers roared in answer, though their voices trembled beneath their pride. The fleet set course for a human colony at the edge of known space, a quiet world, rich with oceans and green lands, a place humans had built as a home away from Earth. When the human settlers saw the alien warships entering their skies, panic erupted. Families rushed to shelters, alarms wailed across the cities, but the governors gave no orders to flee. They gave only one C. "Command, wait." For above the colony, drifting in silence, was a single human ship. It was smaller than the massive alien dreadnoughts, its shape sharp and black, its surface glowing faintly like the heartbeat of a star. To the alien eyes, it seemed almost alive. The reptilian admiral laughed when he saw it. "One ship," he hissed. "One ship dares to face us. Humans truly are fools." The alien fleet spread out, hundreds of ships locking weapons, power glowing, the sky itself trembling with the heat of their cannons. They prepared to fire together, to erase the human vessel in one storm. But before a single shot was launched, the human ship moved, not with engines roaring, not with heavy thrust, but with silent grace. It vanished and reappeared behind the alien formation. Alarms screamed in every alien ship. Captains shouted, "They broke through our scanners. They are inside our defenses." But before they could react, the human vessel released its first strike. It was not a missile, not a beam, not a weapon the aliens could recognize. It was a pulse, silent, invisible, spreading through the fleet like a ripple in water. Alien ships went dark one by one, weapons dead, engines frozen, shields collapsing, hundreds of warships silenced in moments. The reptilian admiral roared in fury, "Fight, fight!" But his own flagship shuddered, lights flickered, controls died. He slammed his claws on the console, but nothing answered. Only one ship remained active in that endless silence, the human vessel drifting calm and untouched, its core glowing brighter. Then a human voice filled every alien channel, calm, steady, powerful. "Leave now. This is your only warning." The admiral's rage turned to fear. He looked into the void where the human ship waited. He saw death in its silence, and for the first time in his long life, he ordered retreat. The alien fleet turned, broke, in and powerless, limping away from the colony, whispers spreading faster than their ships could fly, whispers of a single human ship defeating hundreds without firing a shot. On the human colony below, the settlers watched in awe. They had expected destruction, but instead they saw protection. One ship standing against an empire, and winning. Back on Earth, the president listened to the report, his voice calm but his eyes burning. "The first shockwave has begun," he said. "Now the galaxy will know. Now they will fear." In the council chamber, chaos exploded when the fleet returned. Generals shouted, lords hissed, the leader of light trembled. "How can one ship destroy our fleets? How?" Machine minds hummed in cold fear. "It is not technology we understand. It is something new, something dangerous." The council tried to speak of unity, of rebuilding, but panic had already spread. Colonies whispered louder, "If one human ship can destroy them, who can protect us?" Across the galaxy, the balance had shifted in a single day. The council had been tested, and they had lost. And in the silence of deep space, more human fleets drifted unseen, waiting, their weapons ready, their shadows long. The galaxy had felt the first shockwave, but the storm was only beginning. The Galaxy Council was broken. Their grand fleets had returned in shame. Hundreds of ships silenced by only one human vessel. The hall that once echoed with pride now trembled with fear. The reptilian admiral who led the fleet stood before the council, his scales dull, his eyes burning with humiliation. "They did not fire missiles. They did not strike with beams," he hissed. "They used something we cannot explain, something that killed our ships like insects." The insectoid lord shrieked in panic. "This is impossible. Humans are young. Humans are weak." But their wings beat with fear, for even they no longer believed their own words. The machine mind spoke with cold calculation. "Our analysis suggests energy drawn from collapsed stars, something forbidden, something unstable." Their metallic voices hummed. "If they have mastered this, then the council cannot win." The leader of light tried to hide its trembling glow. "Then we must strike together now before they grow stronger." But the chamber was no longer united. Some demanded war. Others whispered of surrender. Many sat in silence, knowing doom had already arrived. Meanwhile, far from the council, on the dark side of the moon, humanity's greatest secret was alive. Inside vast underground hangars, spheres of light pulsed like living suns. Engineers worked in silence, their faces lit by the glow of impossible power. One scientist whispered, "We have bent the fire of creation." Another answered, "And we have chained it to our will." These were not ordinary weapons. They were reactors born from collapsed stars, captured fragments of dying suns, cores that twisted gravity and energy itself. Humans had hidden them for decades, building patiently, smiling while the galaxy mocked them, waiting for this moment. The president of Earth walked among the glowing cores, his steps slow, his voice calm. For centuries, they called us weak. They called us children. But we endured. We studied the secrets of the universe in silence, while they fought their endless wars. Now the balance belongs to us. Above Earth, fleets drifted, no longer shadows but fire, black ships with glowing cores, their hulls alive with shifting light. They were more than weapons. They were storms forged into metal. The ambassador who once faced the council stood on the deck of the flagship watching the stars. "They will come again," he said, "but this time we will not simply defend. This time we will reveal who we truly are." In the council's outer colonies, panic spread faster than fire. Smaller races began fleeing, abandoning the council. Some ran to the shadows. Others sent envoys to Earth, begging for protection. One insectoid leader whispered to a human envoy, "We once mocked you. We once enslaved your traders, but now we beg you, shield us, for the council is broken, and you are rising." The human gave no promise, only silence. And that silence was more powerful than words. The reptilian admiral tried to gather courage. We must strike Earth itself. We must destroy their home before it is too late. But his soldiers hesitated. They remembered the one ship that had crushed hundreds. If one ship could do this, what would an entire fleet of them do? The council leader of light glowed brighter, its voice almost desperate. If we do nothing, the galaxy will fall to them. But deep inside it knew, the galaxy had already fallen. Then came the message, a signal that pierced through every channel, every frequency, across every world. It was a human voice, calm, steady, unshaken. We are humanity. We are no longer bound. We are no longer silent. We will not kneel before the council or any throne. From this day, the stars themselves are free for those strong enough to claim them. The words spread like thunder, across colonies, across fleets, across empires. The council trembled, for never before had a single world spoken with such power. And on the edge of known space, 1,000 black ships lit their engines, glowing with the fire of captured stars, their cores pulsing like hearts ready to beat war into the galaxy. Humanity's secret was no longer hidden. It was alive. It was rising. It was unstoppable. The council had feared whispers, but now they faced truth. And the truth was humanity. The galaxy had changed forever. One world, one people, had broken the chains of the council, and now the stars trembled at the sound of their name. The council chamber that once ruled with pride was no longer a hall of unity. It was a battlefield of voices. Insectoid lords shrieked for war, reptilian generals hissed for retreat, machine minds hummed of probability and collapse, and the leader of light flickered weakly, its glow dim with fear. Reports poured in from every corner of the galaxy, colonies refusing to pay taxes, merchant fleets deserting the trade routes, soldiers deserting their posts, and everywhere the same whisper grew louder. Humanity has risen. Humanity has power. Humanity cannot be stopped. Entire empires began to fracture. Allies turned into enemies. Planets declared independence. Chaos spread faster than light. The galaxy no longer feared the council. It feared humanity. In the outer colonies, riots burned through the streets. Citizens shouted, "Where is the council's strength now? They could not stop Earth. They cannot protect us." Statues of council leaders were torn down, flags burned, and in their place, human banners were painted on walls, a symbol of silent defiance. Back on Earth, the president stood before the gathered commanders. The great holographic map of the galaxy spread above them, red marks glowing where council control had collapsed, blue marks where colonies now looked to humanity for protection. One general spoke with awe. "We have not yet fired our fleets, and still the galaxy bends," another whispered. "They destroy themselves with fear alone." The president's voice was calm but sharp. "We are not conquerors, but we will not be slaves. If they seek war, they will have war. If they seek peace, they must come to us in truth. Humanity will never kneel again." Above Earth, the black fleets ignited, thousands of ships glowing with the captured fire of stars, engines pulsing with raw power, their shadows stretching across the void like a storm ready to break. The council, desperate and broken, called one final gathering. The leader of light spoke with trembling pride. "We must unite, or the galaxy is lost." Boo. The words fell empty. No one listened, no one obeyed, for the galaxy no longer believed in them. A reptilian general hissed bitterly, "We fear them too much. We fear their silence. We fear their ships. Perhaps fear is the true weapon of humanity." And no one dared argue. Then came the message, not whispered, but broadcast openly across the stars. The ambassador of Earth appeared on every screen, every channel, his eyes steady, his words simple. Humanity did not ask for war. Humanity did not ask for chains. We stood in silence for centuries while the council mocked us. But silence is over. We will not kneel. We will not bow. We will stand alone if we must, and those who come against us will learn why humanity endures. The message shook the galaxy. It was not loud, it was not violent, but it was final. In the following days, the spiral of panic consumed everything. Entire fleets defected to Earth, smaller races abandoned the Council and pledged loyalty to humanity, and those who resisted fell into chaos, fighting among themselves. The Council was no longer a throne, it was a ruin, its power broken, its unity shattered, and all that remained was fear. In the silence of space, the human flagship drifted among its fleet. The ambassador looked out into the stars, his voice quiet. They believed we were weak. They believed we would break, but we endured, and now the stars themselves bend to us. The president, standing far below on Earth, gazed at the night sky, the stars bright and endless. He whispered words no one else could hear. We did not start this, but we will finish it. And as the galaxy spiraled into panic, one truth burned brighter than all others. Humanity had risen, and nothing in the universe would ever be the same again.